Hey everyone, in this video we're going to look at how to take the derivative of sine and cosine. So first, let's look at what I have written in the corner here. So we know sine and cosine are derivatives of one another, and it turns out they form a circular pattern that's easy to remember, where this arrow represents the derivative of our function. So we can just remember this graphic here, or we can remember that whenever we take the derivative of cosine, our sign changes. So that's why in this circle here, when we take the derivative of positive cosine, we get negative sine. And when we take the derivative of negative cosine, we get positive sine. Okay, so now let's look at some examples. So example 1 says, take the derivative of sine of x. So we know the derivative of sine is cosine straight away, and that's it. So that's going to be the answer for example 1. The derivative of sine is cosine. Now, example 2. This says, take the derivative of cosine of x. So we know the derivative of cosine is sine, but whenever we take the derivative of cosine, our sign changes. So since we started positive here, our derivative is going to be negative. So the derivative of cosine of x is negative sine of x. Alright, now let's look at example 3. So example 3 says, take the derivative of negative cosine of x. So we know the derivative of cosine is sine. And whenever we take the derivative of cosine, the sign of our function changes. So since we started off with negative cosine, our sign is going to change from negative to positive. So the derivative of negative cosine of x is positive sine of x. Alright, now let's look at example 4. Example 4 says, take the derivative of negative sine of x. So we know the derivative of sine is cosine, and there's no sign change whenever we take this derivative. So that means we're going to get negative cosine of x for example number 4 here. And this is how we take derivatives of sine and cosine. I hope this helped clear up the process for you, and thanks for watching. If you thought this video was helpful, please subscribe, like, and share with your friends.